Right here with me. I have goosebumps all over because I'm a last two boy. So anything from last two, it has a special place in my heart. So this morning, after 2 years of chasing him, after 2 years of chasing him, finally, I get to sit with him today. And in fact, he didn't come alone. He came with soldiers, head of operations for the Chalewote Festival, and then director of creative arts at the National Commission on Culture, Mr. Sukritafo. So I have a full house today. Just in case you are wondering where you are listening to, this is 3FM 92.7. And my name is Caleb Niboy. I have one more Mantse, Aryeequaye.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good day. Don't say morning. We're not grieving.
Okay. How are you? How are you? Welcome, though. It's been 2 years.
Right. So Caleb was okay. Let's focus. If I start that conversation,
I sort of don't even know the conversation you're coming to have, though.
How did we? Have you forgotten how we met?
How we met? Oh, Safo, did he tell you?
No. Let's focus. After the conversation, then we talk about that one.
Did he tell you how we met?
No, but I have something to tell you.
Okay.
I have good news for you.
Feel free. Let's go.
Come this December,
right.
As usual, every December now is a party month in Ghana.
Yeah.
Okay, and BTR, that's Beyond the Return Secretariat, under the GTA, Ghana Tourism Authority, invites event organizers to bring their programs so that we can see how we will help them promote it to our brothers in the diaspora who will be coming. Good. The good news is that we finished the first window and the second window is now open. So if you have an event, my brother Caleb, if you know any event organizer who have been complaining, those who complained last year that their events were not captured, please, this is the time. And I cannot hide it from your listeners and your friends. I know you in particular, you are part of those who complain. So I'm here to announce to you that the second window is.
I am not an event organizer.
But you've been complaining on behalf of your friends,
okay,
the event organizers.
So
they should go on GTA site, that's the Ghana Tourism Authority site, or they should contact you and share the forms with them. And they fill it, then we invite them for a discussion.
Thank you. Are they paying anything?
No, they don't pay.
Okay.
We would rather support them.
Okay,
we would
that's
rather
fine.
support them. So
anyway,
that is one of the good news I have for you
Thank
today.
you. I'm happy with the way you've ambushed
Yes.
this interview.
Yes, I know. You know how I do it.
But that thing, you have to stop it.
Oh,
You have to stop it.
I'm a leopard. I can't change.
Yeah, no. But you have to stop.
I have to stop.
Because you will be in your studio running your show and Safo will just enter. There are times you will enter with an artist.
Yes.
Many artists in a family interview.
You see, what is this? Like the way when you pick a phone and call me and you have a problem and I stop whatever I'm doing and I attend to you.
It's fine. Thank
Don't
you.
say it's fine. You started it. No. Let's go.
No. So Safo, it's
So
okay. It's okay.
we all.
Safo, it's okay. Thank you.
You see all these presenters,
Thank you.
these media guys. Charlie, what they do to me,
Me no feel.
when they are in hot waters.
Anyway, don't worry. Thank you, Safo. Yeah, I didn't come here this morning for you. I'm discussing Chalewote this morning.
This will say Fifi.
Me anyway, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Good to be here. And I'm eager. In fact, I received a message from my head of station. She's interested. She wants to know how we met.
Oh. We came here to talk about Chalewote. This thing to bring controversy.
No. But
So
maybe
you went chasing one girl.
No.
I chased one girl.
No, actually, let me say this. I was speaking. Caleb was my point person when we were illegally incarcerated. So everything that Caleb was saying, it was coming from me. Direct. I was speaking to him from the cell.
Oh, so you needed him at that time?
No. This was.
He saved you.
No. Well,
he saved you, Master.
I was more of communicating for him.
You were incarcerated for what?
for holding Chalewote.
I
Inside
see.
Osha Fort. When we weren't breaking the rules.
But you know what happened, Safo? Don't you know?
Yes.
No. But you know what happened?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Guys, this was 2 years ago. Let's run. We're here for the exciting
but you
news.
know,
I don't know.
before that,
I don't know.
Safo, hold on. Before that, yeah. Okay. So I'd reach out to Mantse. Media work when we want to run things, and the first text message I sent, and the response that came, hey,
fire.
Kaish, I have never seen or have never received that kind of response ever in my life.
It was like
something PS, like I cannot put boot
from a green-eyed mamba.
Green-eyed mamba.
Yes, a poisonous arrow from a green-eyed mamba.
So I reacted. I was like, yo, you're my fellow gunman. What's up? So I'm sure after my response, one cool down. Like I said, maybe Jay no could never facial. So he now toned down. And today look at us. We became very cool from there.
But you know this guy, when it comes to media, he has a principle. But thank God that.
So that principle, I've heard him say somewhere that when he was about doing Chalewote, the media didn't support him.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't want to speak to the media about it. And I'm actually wondering.
Oh, well, that's, you see. Oh, no, when he knew what in Habo Opakote. It's not that. So, we had to create our own outlet. Because when we started Chalewote, we did not have money for advertising. Okay. I remember we walked into one of the media houses and we got a rate card. And I came to tell my people that if we go through this channel, I don't think this thing is going to happen. So we use social media heavily. And, when something is happening in your community and you have no understanding of it, and the people are not far away, some who even have proximity to the event, you just ask questions. Oh, what is this? What, let's be more forward, let's be more imaginative in how we perceive things that we supposedly find unusual in our community. When we started Chalewote, it wasn't this big. Actually, nobody cared about Chalewote until about 2015. When it was getting, and we have more consistent press internationally than we do local press.
Oh, okay.
If you go online and you look at articles that have been written about Chalewote, a lot of them are written by non-Ghanaians. So there was a large or an intense disinterest, and also people were thumbing their nose at it. When people, you could just ask questions, what are you guys doing? What is this? Because clearly, in the beginning, people didn't really understand it. I think even now, people still don't understand what Chalewote is about thoroughly. So it wasn't us distancing ourselves from the media. It was the media distancing themselves from us. And then when they see a short film about Chalewote on Al Jazeera or some media outlet from the West that they consider to be posh, and then suddenly everybody wants to talk to you. We didn't start out looking for validation from these outlets, international or local, or anybody to endorse us. We were intent on making art, and we imagined it to grow. I think that it's outgrown how I perceived it. It's outgrown what the initial idea was. It's organically transformed into this really powerful cultural device that is influencing not just cultural activities within this country, but also on the continent. There are quite a number of replications around the continent, some who will reach out to us and some who directly write to us and tell us we're inspired by what you're doing, we want to do this in our country also. So to cut a long story short, there was a lot of unnecessary hostility. People come on I have screenshots, I have recordings of people's comments, from like 2014, 2015, and all these people sort of have done an about 10.
Oh, okay.
And, some haven't, but we cannot live in a society and be willfully ignorant about things when we could just reach out and find out about what's going on and then enrich ourselves also, because it's culture. It's the most powerful transformative tool that a society can generate for itself, and we've seen the effects of that. The ecosystem that this festival is created around cultural animation, not in Ghana, in Africa, like people are coming to see what we're doing here. People are researching what we're doing. Artists that we're working with are getting opportunities. And if you look at alumni, Chalewote alum roster, like some of the biggest artists from the continent have come from there. Okay. So that's an indication that whatever we are activating, whatever we are animating, is potent and it's effective. Because it's creating other success stories. Across the continent.
Okay, so 12 years down the lane, if you look back, what will be that thing or what's that story you share with us as a people, especially when you said, from beginning the people were into open, and it seems after 12 years, if there should be that one festival here in Ghana, everybody would mention Chalewote Festival.
Right. Don't give up on your dreams. It's that simple. And you move to the things or into the things that you're passionate about, the things that you make sacrifices for. One cannot create a movement without sacrifice.
Okay.
And sometimes some of the sacrifices are dire, painful, and brutal. Like being thrown in jail for nothing because somebody felt like they have to show you where power lies. you know, and not having to react because there's a bigger picture one is working towards, and things like that are distractions, you know. Yeah.
Spending 48 hours in sales, we were communicating, but I was actually wondering what was going through your mind around that time, especially when you are just coming out there to create an experience for the people, but it has actually ended you behind sales for a minute.
Right.
Did you consider trashing the dream?
Never. We had a laugh. Actually.
Behind sales?
Oh, we had a laugh. It was, you know, it was pathetic. It was pathetic, and I don't want us to dwell on it. We had a laugh. It was a really insightful experience because we went in there and absolutely transformed people's lives. You know, when we were leaving, people were crying.
Sales?
Yeah, because, you know, all our friends came out and they would bring us food, drinks. And some of the people in this cell, they don't have money to eat. And all this food, the three of us, myself, Ni, and Anansi, we can't eat all of it. So anytime food comes, it's for everyone, you know. So now we're making an exit, and yeah, it was the only time that I became sad. And, you know, because some people are just, you know, they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, some people are innocent, some people they owe money, they can't pay. So, you know, this guy had accidentally dropped his child from a cliff. And they said that he was using the child to make ritual, whatever. And I mean, this guy told me his story, and he was in, you know, you see a young man who's depressed, and he said, I'll never kill my child. I never did that. And I said, I believe you. And something will happen. I don't know what, but something will happen, you know. Maybe this is also a time for him to be by himself and you know, think about life. You know, there was a gentleman who was in there. Somebody he was a writer. He's a writer, and he gave his manuscript to somebody, and they sold the manuscript to a film company, and then refused to pay him. You know, and after a while, he got tired, and he went to assault the publisher with a machete. So they went to court, and his lawyer got him bail, and he told the judge that if you release me, if I leave this place, I'm going to finish that. No, this is passion. This is like his first book that has been successful.
Oh, God.
And then you sell the manuscript, and then so he wore a trench coat, put a machete inside, went to the man's house, and Bamola Ojugba. So he was there, and for somebody like that, we left. I don't know what happened to him. I mean, we went back a few times to donate food and whatever, but you know, there's a hierarchy within the cell, so we sort of got the penthouse, you know, with the cell boss and whatever. So everybody else is like in the back. So like anytime we go there, by the bathroom, and imagine that this was supposed to be like, they said, we were having a virtual festival. And they said we're breaking COVID protocol, whatever. And then they go and dump us inside a tight cell with 52 people.
The irony
with no COVID protocols out there.
Exactly.
So, I see, we get to see creatives go to sell. They come out and they come share stories. Some do intend to have projects because they feel, well, some people are in there, they don't deserve to be in there.
Well, there's an ongoing project happening. what's the name of his real name?
Nanaya Mpindako.
Nanaya Mpindako.
Okay.
We call him Anansi. He was an innocent artist who just asked the police what's going on, and then he just added it. So listen, Nee came to see me at the head office. So we're sitting talking. And then this police officer walks in and says, "Are you with him?" And he says, "Yes." And he just
oh God.
You know, yeah, I mean, listen, if you're making art that is potent, at some point, you know, people will react to it, you know, depending on how they perceive what you're doing, you know, but we were not faced by that at all. I don't think there was any point in time that any of us felt like, oh, we cannot do this anymore.
Right.
We thought it was pathetic, you know, and as he was a superstar in the cell, you know, made friends with everybody, and so, you know, we wake up and we have conversations, people telling you their story. We need a much more effective criminal justice system that doesn't throw people into cell on a whim. You know, there's community service, you know, and sometimes people genuinely are in the fix. You know, somebody is owing somebody 600,000 cedis and they're unable to pay the day inside.
600,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
But back with
yeah. Right.
That's some good money.
And, right, it is, but I think
it's a civil matter.
Yes, it's a civil matter. If somebody's lost your 6, I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's also a civil matter. But he was in there with us. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, 12 years after you did your first show, how have you funded it till now?
We funded it independently. The only time we've gotten the thing that will be considered as sponsorship, it came from the Ministry of Tourism.
Okay.
In 2018.
Oh, so you mean the same year the president came?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if somebody says, oh, Chalewote has sponsorship, the only time we've gotten sponsorship has been from the government.
So everything we see, it comes from yourself and, I mean, your team?
Yeah, we've had partnerships with, you know. So one of the biggest problems we have are corporations who wouldn't fund the festival, but then would take advantage of it and ambush, you know. Yesterday I was in a meeting with Mr. Safo, and it was one of the main things that we were talking about. We've gotten around it, you know, and we've put in some measures in place. But Chalewote has largely been independently funded.
No, so
you know.
is it like they are not interested in it?
They want the numbers, but then, you know, people just don't want to pay for stuff. They feel like, oh, you know, you can take your proposal to a drinks company and then they take your idea. So maybe from this studio to Kaukudi, it's a one long stretch of drinking and food places. Yeah, they just take your idea and implement it within these drinking spots, brand it, you know, and these people are already within the perimeter. So instead of coming through the festival, if you have a beer place, they'll just come to you and say, oh, we want to give you some drinks and brand this place, whatever. They'd rather do that
than come and partner
with the festival, because it's cheaper for them. And they don't have to spend their advertising budget, you know. So what happens to these large corporations who have millions of dollars in advertising budget, but then they would come and take advantage of a festival?
So it seems this thing has been happening for years now, because for the past 2 weeks we've been having conversations on how to secure sponsorship, because most companies are complaining. In fact, event organizers are complaining. This year, Free Music Awards couldn't come off because they openly said
one has to figure out a way to raise money independently, you know, and then also you have to measure your capacity. there are sometimes I have really elaborate ideas and I discuss it with me, and then he said, "Mini Chicago out here." So when he says "Mini Chicago out here," then it means that we have to. If I want it to happen, we have to figure it out,
Right.
Because if he looks at the booth and said, "This thing you're talking about, I don't know how we're going to do it because there's no funding," so. You have to figure it out. And like I talked about sacrificing, sometimes you have to use your savings to do it. And then you have to start saving all over again.
But after 12 years, haven't you built brand equity for
That's an interesting question.
No, correct. The brand equity is there. But also there's a challenge. What I've realized since 2014 is that the marketing department, the people who run the marketing departments for these corporations, they have like a one way of attacking everything, or marketing their companies or trying to.
Please, he's our director of operations.
operations.
He's not a crew member.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Don't fix that.
And they are not able to convince their board about how to go out there and engage, right? So every time that you deal with them, you have to show them how to market their company. You have to literally show them because they have a completely different way. Like,
Outdated.
Yes.
Outdated ideas.
All you're thinking about is, for most companies, they want to, we just want to put our tent there, branded tent, and then share leaflets.
Are these departments managed by our fathers, our grandfathers? No, because from the way you're speaking, it means they are not young people in that particular department to know that things are changing these days. So you need people who are a bit innovative.
Young people who are, young people. You have too many young people who.
And they give this response.
Yeah, because they see a big festival that they want to be part of. But they cannot creatively think about how to engage the festival or how to make themselves like welcoming to people who are attending the festival. So for them, if our brand is there and we are sharing leaflets,
we are fine.
We are fine. So they don't see why they should pay, a good amount for to be part of the festival. So the creativity is a problem in the first place. So they can't convince their board what the value proposition will be for them because they have a one-dimensional.
All right. So I actually brought this up because last week, was it? Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago, I heard some few event organizers say they go approach companies and there's a middleman.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Always.
Yes. Always.
There's always a middleman somewhere.
All the time.
Always, if I determine money about Fini, if I get what, Charlie, it's a whole. Listen, it's great to do business, but like Nee is saying, one has to be more creative, and sometimes we've had to design a whole campaign for a company. Like, this is what you can do. Okay, this is how you pitch it. And then they won't come, but they will go and do it somewhere else. So yesterday we were in a meeting and Socrates kept on saying that we need to do something. I was trying to explain to him that we've been at this thing for too long, getting the same results to be doing the same thing over and over again. So he said I was saying that I particularly became disinterested in looking for sponsorship like maybe 6-7 years ago. Just we go by ourselves. And in 2018, it was the first time we didn't have to stagger payments to our suppliers for the rest of the year.
Government came in for you. They gave you some cash.
Yeah, and that was we were able to that year pay everyone.
How much were you giving?
300,000 cedis.
Okay.
Yeah, we paid everyone they didn't have to wait for 6 months
Okay.
or sometimes a whole year before your money comes. That year we were able to pay the whole crew, and our production crew is large. We're over 200 people.
Oosh.
You know, so jobs have been created, but then the resource to fund the people who are doing the job is not consistent. And then suddenly somebody says, hey, here is some cash, do this. And then you're able to pay everyone, you know, and not make a loss that year, you know. So for something like this, it needs to be consistently resourced. Otherwise, then one has to go out of their way to raise even more money, because if you're paying X amount for something in 2019, in 2020 it will be more, 2021 it will be more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So every year your cost of production keeps going up.
So you mean in 2018 you didn't make a loss?
No.
That should say from 2011 to like last year you were making losses. Savo?
Yeah, but
Well, you know what? Last year, something happens to this man. I have the video. If I put it out, it will be very, 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 very nice.
no.
Wait, I'm coming. a video of him
Oh, yeah.
at the seaside.
Yes. You saw that video? You saw the video?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And you know what will push somebody to go to that extent? What will push somebody to go to that extent? And you see, when you see Chalewote, that is what I got to know. It was just last year that I got that close
to
him. And actually, he didn't come to me, but I went to him.
Oh, no, say you did.
I held his hand, and then we were able to do something small for him. Something small. But I understand and I appreciate his challenges, what he has gone through, for him to take certain decisions today. That I won't do this, I won't do that, because he's gone through a lot. If you see the whole stretch of Chalewote from the multi-stores area, that is Osika, to High Streets, the Korle Lagoon area, and they tell you that all those people there have not paid anything to the organizers. Will you believe?
What do you mean?
The vendors.
No, but I mean you should reach out to the organizer before you go and mount your stand.
Yeah, but that's not what happens. People collect money from the vendors and they bring them there.
Suffer who, Mantse? No. I am.
No,
should I say I'm shocked? Because
I don't want to talk. Let him speak.
People think he's making money, but he has to call me, and he was virtually pulling people's structures down. That they've not paid anything.
No,
to
but
him. The man was.
How would you erect your stand there when you haven't paid? I know you people give tax, right?
Look at this big man standing here with his beard, and I don't know how many children he has, and he was crying like a baby. This man crying like a baby. And then,
wait. So I'm wondering. I know you people give tax to vendors.
Massa.
So how will somebody go and set up?
There's a lot he's not saying.
Yeah, a lot.
There's a whole lot he's not saying. What you're hearing is a sanitized version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's
a reason.
And all that he could do is something that I propose that we should do. We started teaching this thing in Ghana, and people said what we were doing was wrong. And he even said somebody took a machete and then went to chase somebody. But that was wrong. You see, the Ghanaian way is to call on extra forces from somewhere to come and settle your case for you. That's the Ghanaian way. You understand? And that is the way he
okay, Safa, thank you. No, it's okay. So operations. This one, I think I have to hit it to you. So how come people will set up at your event that they haven't paid?
Including the big brands you see, the telcos and all the big companies here.
You must be joking.
Yeah, all of them. They can't
telcos who have billion-dollar budgets, who are worth billions of dollars, ambushing Chalewote.
Operations, you didn't see them?
So what happens is this: we go to the AMA, and ask them for the right and the permission to block the street
Okay.
and then activate the pavement along the stretch. Now you're activating the pavement so that like you can raise revenue. You sell the spaces to
okay.
people who are interested. Now when Chalewote started, we needed the money, right, to do it. So we went to speak to artisans, people doing arts and crafts, batik, those people. And they will say, okay, take this 500, take this 1,000 CDs, take this 800 CDs, and then allow us to mount our stands along on the pavement, right? So they were doing their business, and then people saw that, okay, this is a growing economy. Now, everybody in the community thought that, it's actually, this pavement is right in front of my house, so why don't I take advantage of it? Then they got to a point that there was no space for us to place these vendors, these artisans who have been supporting the festival to run. Okay, so they actually give their money, and when they show up, there's confusion. People are taking the spaces. We cannot find spaces for them to set up. So this is a free festival that we are organizing. Nobody is paying to attend. Okay, people are supporting with their money, but they cannot have the space. And you are seeing that, okay, this festival is thriving. It will be good for my business also, but you don't want to pay to vend.
It means by people
all in the name of traditional power and authority, those things. And you can't.
My people at Jamestown.
You can't fight it.
I can't. Safu, but you have a microphone in front of you.
So, quality drama. So where we are now, we've managed to settle that. So
no, but so Safu, wait.
No,
I know. I get it, but these things are serious. But we have laws in this country, don't we?
Yes.
So how come somebody will secure a permit from the AMA and others will take over? Should I say the reason you've moved the festival from Jamestown this year?
No, that's not the reason.
Let's talk about something else.
No.
That's not the reason.
Don't sugarcoat it.
No. Oh yeah. But that's not the reason. The reason.
So what's the reason?
Is that I think last year.
You think, but you are not sure. Safo is okay. Thank you. Safo. No. You said you think, which ones you do not know.
No. Okay. Actually, it's Brofo. I will minister. I think Brofo am noni. Nka think. Kaje na kai hamachaki. Okay. I know that last year GTA came into support, and after everything, we called him to a meeting, and then we discussed the challenges. So we came up that, okay, why are you always holding Chalewote at one place? We even proposed that it should be held across the country because other areas too are interested. So we threw it out there, and there was a proposal from one somebody, a consultant. So he made the approach to the Chalewote and other assemblies that those who are interested should bid for it and put a proposal out as to how they will want to manage it. So every year we will we'll open the proposal. Any assembly that is interested will come bid, and if we see that, okay, your offer is good, we give it. So it's not going to be one area that we have moved it from. It may be next year, AMA will come back and say that, okay, we have a better plan next year. And then we shift it back to where it is. So here, it is now coming up from the court complex. You know the court complex? Independence Square.
Right. You mean the new court
complex?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, from that stretch to Independence Square, stretching to the stadium area, and then going a bit into the castle lane. It won't get to the castle, but something is also happening in the castle.
In the castle.
Yes. Then it goes to the Osu area a bit. Yeah, that is a very big
but not inside the Black Star Square.
Yeah, inside the Black Star Square, something is happening on the Independence Arc. Now people can have the opportunity to go on top of the arc, Independence Arc, and there's also something bouncy castle for children, because usually people come with their children.
That's true.
And they want to walk. The children can't walk, so now we are placing children's park around the Nationalism Park.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be bouncy castles and all that you can put your children there. They will be taken care of, and then when you finish your rounds, you come for them. So
but
these are some of the proposals that.
Safu, wait.
Very attractive for us to shift it there.
I am happy with the way you are sugarcoating the truth.
When you say sugarcoating,
yes.
I don't understand. What's sugar?
Listen.
What I'm saying.
I'm not saying you are lying, no. I didn't say what I'm saying is.
Look at what I've explained.
No,
here we have double lane. Look at the lane, the small lane at the old place. The place is always packed. Nanama Magnon came last year.
That's true. She
almost collapsed.
Yeah.
But now we have this double lane.
Good.
Big enough.
I get that.
For people to party and exhibit. You see, it looks like Chalewote lost its. How do I put it?
The community touch all the time.
The focus. Let me say focus.
No, it
lost focus.
Yes.
No.
Wait. The focus on art, because you know what? Because a lot of people come. A lot of people come.
What do you mean, Femodi? But so for the interview is with Mantse.
Yes, and I'm only supporting him.
So you.
Several things I'm going to say something. Don't worry.
You see, you have a lot of pubs who need more space. You understand? So the more, now we have bigger space for the pubs, and there will be enough space also for the arts. Do you understand?
Do you remember when we started? After the festival, what you see is that most of the photos you see will have art on the street, there are performances in the streets. We have panels where we have, so all the exhibitions were on the street. You know, by 2017, by 2017, we've been pushed out of all of those spaces. You know, it's part of the reason that a lot of the art started going into the fort. You know, also people were stealing. You know, so if somebody is exhibiting and destroying work,
artworks.
You know, last year we had about over 150 footer tunnel. You know, we built it. It cost a lot of money. Making the art cost a lot of money. The paint, and you know, some people from the traditional authorities were. I mean, they came to destroy it because it's in the middle of the road. Meanwhile, we have a permit to use the road, and then somebody comes and destroys your artwork on a whim. You know, so it's important that we go back to Chalewote that people remember, where there's enough space for the art, it's not overrun by people who want to vend, or people who want to vend are pushing the artists out of the spaces where we traditionally operate. You know, so like Socrates is saying, we have a double lane that is much wider. It's not somebody's father's house. It's public space. You know, it's not under some. It's the space it's run by the government. You know, so nobody's going to come and say that this person said this place belongs to him, so you can't be here or what. You know, so Chalewote hasn't. How do I say? We've moved into a space where we can operate at our full capacity.
Okay, Mantse, thank you. I'm actually happy with the way we all know the truth, but we are making it look like
Listen. Let me tell you something. If I decide to say what it's going to, we are not. The next 3 weeks, you're not going to talk about Chalewote, you're going to talk about that.
Okay.
And I don't want that kind of distraction.
Okay.
So because it's a big matter.
Should we finish the festival and come and tackle the issue?
Which issue are you talking about?
Oh, Safo, there is an
When
issue.
you say come and tackle the
Yes.
issue,
No.
Whatever issue
Safo, there is an issue.
Are you a judge in a court? A legal
No,
court
I'm not.
or
Listen.
something? And then you want us to come and sit on radio and talk about issues that you cannot do anything about.
Safo. What are you saying? No, Safo. Listen.
Do you understand? Whatever
We
issue
sit here.
there is, if there is even any issue,
Safo,
what
is that
can
an
you-
issue? Is that an issue?
Yeah.
Exactly. So why are you here now making it look like
This is not
there is
an
no issue?
for you. It's not an issue for you. It's an issue that if there is any.
But there's an issue.
I don't know. So I'm saying that if there is an issue, even if there is an issue, it's not an issue by
Safo.
of a challenge.
Killer cut blood, killer cut. 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 Kubawo.
Obawa del Joao. No. Safo. It's okay. Thank you. No.
So let's talk about
Safo.
issues that you and I can handle.
Thank you. Your time is up. Thank you.
Are you sacking me from the studio?
Pardon
Are
me?
you sacking me from
No,
the
I'm not
studio?
sacking you. I'm saying your time is up. So kindly hold. Let me finish with the reason I called Mantse so we can move on. Thank
I came
you.
with Mantse. And for the records, I brought Mantse here.
Which one why? It's 11:52 right on 3 FM 92.7. Anytime Safo is on the show, so you should be expecting some of these things. That's fine. I get it. I understand. Safo,
Is it not true?
that's what?
That you like controversy.
No, I don't. You see, so
it's a
no.
So let
Mantse,
me tell you something.
you see, so
And that is his problem with them sometimes.
I get
you
it,
see,
but you
he
see,
says that
truth is, no, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Truth is, this morning, when I even posted the artwork, a few colleagues reached out to me.
Yeah.
They said, "Look, I had them commodity, let me land.
Okay.
I had them commodity from your hometown,
Yeah.
because I come from Jamestown,
Right.
And I said, yes, I had so too. So he said, can you ask the guys why they are taking it from Jamestown? Because according
And
to
we've given you
Safo,
the reason.
listen. So according to this friend of mine, he said, the Chalewote Festival and the history of Jamestown, there seems to be a correlation.
How did that happen?
Maybe it's because
How did that happen? I'm okay, Bonoko. Beni what the English in Ashwani, Jimmy. Do you remember 2011? Me Ashwani, Kayomo Ashwani.
because there were issues in court with chieftaincy, right?
Is that the topic you are discussing?
No, Safo, hold on.
I want him to go back and then think through how did Homo War become so big and visible? How did that happen? That wasn't an accident. How did Jamestown become so active? How did Jamestown become a cultural hub? That's all work that we did without support even from the community. I'm saying that for a fact. Jamestown becoming a cultural hub. That was all the festival.
You know, you can go back. You can go back and look at a lot of
Is
music
that what you
videos.
want?
No, Safo. Come on, wait, it's okay. Yeah.
I'm saying that you can go back and look at a lot of music videos that has murals from Jamestown, work that we created. You know, even telcos short music, short commercials there using some of our murals.
That's true.
You know, so actively we've really worked. You know, to create.
Okay.
To make
My excitement this morning and now is that, you see, this is the same guy who approached certain institutions, let's say GTA, years ago, and he will attest to you. This year after the festival, we went there, and there's one director there who said, "Oh, so these your people, they were here years ago, and we didn't understand what they were doing, so I didn't mind them. They approached us, and I'm one person, I didn't mind them. But this year, he is the key person
Pushing for it.
who is pushing for it, and the support that he's being given. He's the one that, as we were talking plenty, he said, I grabbed the paper, I just made the notes, push it to Mr. Ajimai that, look, we need to help them. The same person. So, things will happen in the past.
Okay.
Let's move forward.
Okay, Safo,
Do you understand?
Okay.
The media, yes, they didn't understand you in the past. And that is one thing I keep telling him. You see, when you are starting something and people don't get you, don't blame them. No. Yes, they are right. Because some of them have been misused. Somebody like me, if you call me to come for an interview, you are doing a program, and I say I won't come. Don't blame me, because I have sat in a lot of programs. People come with their cameras, you spend all your time, you don't see anything, waste of your time. So now you want to make sure that yes, the person knows and understands what he's doing before you jump on.
Right.
Okay. So if today people have seen what you are doing, hallelujah, clap for yourself.
Okay, so thank you. Ni?
Independence Square.
On the 21st, right?
Yes.
Right.
To 27th.
But you need to explain this 21st to 27th. What people will
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a message that actually said, all I know is you come there and you walk from one road to the other. Yeah. Oh, no. I don't lie about that. Somebody actually sent me a text on it.
So
And it's because he comes there, I think, on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So walking from one junction to the other junction.
so you see, we built our fan base online, and it's also part of the reason that we are able to, even if we don't do any appearances, we can use social media to advertise.
Okay.
What we notice is that very few people will go on our pages and download a brochure and a map that shows you where everything is.
Okay.
You know, but then you see the visiting people coming from Abuchi. You know, they'll print it and they'll be holding it and they'll be looking for stuff. Everything is not on the road. You know, there are spaces, and if you just take time to just go on our page, everything will be, there's a whole brochure with locations, times,
Workshops.
Everything is there. But then also, I feel like if you look at our labs and salons, it's predominantly attended by non-Ghanaians. You know, which is, after 12 years, one has to ask, okay, what is it about knowledge sharing sessions that people in the capital are not interested in? You know, because people are sharing information, they are giving lessons. In 2019, we had a film coloring salon with Da Vinci. Da Vinci sponsored. They flew somebody from Nigeria to come and teach filmmakers how to do like proper color correction. You know, professionally, that your work will look the same as what you see on Netflix or something. And that was the only time I realized that Ghanaian, and we did that with NAFTI. So they were able to bring in it was predominantly occupied by NAFTI students and very few outsiders. So that was the only time, and then the photography salons also. We work with one of the finest photographers in the country. He lectures at the Ghana Institute of Journalism, Abel Gabriel.
Okay. Yeah, I know Abel.
Right.
He taught me too.
Right, Abel taught me too. Abel taught me how to...
Photography.
Yeah. And my transition from photography into film, it was all facilitated by him. So he's doing these things, and I also realized that there's a lot of interest in photography. Okay. But things like, you know, animation, graphics, or research work, there aren't a lot of Ghanaians who attend. When you go inside, you see there's plenty non-Ghanaians.
Okay.
You know, so that's what happens from Monday to Friday. And then the weekend, there's the outdoor stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so on the 21st, we open with a Day of Remembering procession. It's an all-white procession. We're moving from the Osu Castle through the Osu Township, through Independence Square and back to Osu Castle. And then we're working with a really amazing Ghanaian art collective. They're called Afwabi. They have an exhibition inside the castle gardens on the 21st. That's when it opens. And then from 22nd to 24th, we have different activities, all happening inside the castle. On Friday, 25th, we're collaborating with Lododo Art Foundation. There's a theater performance at School of Performing Arts in Legon. That's on the 25th. So 26th, 27th, We're at the Independence Square, Osukaso, Osumami, Oxford Street. So that's what's gonna happen per breakdown. So Monday to Thursday is predominantly film screenings, knowledge sharing sessions, and conversations with artists.
Okay.
We have some really interesting films, and we have two of South Africa's biggest film stars coming. The announcement will come
Tonight or tomorrow?
probably
On Monday.
right.
Me?
Yeah.
Can we do a part 2 next week?
Alright, sure. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I know the other new will drag his feet. I know, I get it.
He will come.
Me?
Where you go?
We really have to do a part 2. And
We have to go through the program.
exactly.
Right.
I really wanted to do a part 2 because of the changes, especially
Right,
because
right.
there was a lot more I think we have to tackle, especially when a text message comes to say all I know is they work from one junction to the other, and it seems people still do not know that it's a week program, that when you come from Monday to Sunday you have other activities to go to.
Exactly. Exactly.
Next week.
And on this
Okay.
note, he would like to thank GTA for the support this year. Whatever he eats.
My time is up. We're back same time next week here on 3F9.
Thank you.
Bunny, please put on the headset. There was something playing. I wanted to listen.
Killer cut, blood, killer cut.
Are you interested in this one?
Killer cut, blood, killer cut.
Are you interested in it?
I don't get it.
No. There's something playing.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. Oh no. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I
That's
can
what I'm
hear it.
asking. Are you interested in it?
Yes, I am.
Or next week when you come, then you come and finish it.
Right.
Next